Yorokobe Shonen! In today's video we are going to be looking at every single inconsistency in Dragon Ball that I could find. But it is possible that I might miss some, so feel free to place them in the comment section down below. I really did my best to find all of them, but in the end I am really just a barely functioning adult man, so yeah, do bear with me pretty please. So without wasting any more time, let's start with the very beginning, the Pilaf saga. At the end of the battle with Monster Carrot, Goku uses his power pole to send Monster Carrot and his minions to the moon. This would mean that Goku can breathe in space, right? But Vegeta states later on in the franchise that Saiyans can only breathe up to the outer atmosphere of planets. Goku should not have been able to survive this trip to the moon. And speaking of surviving this trip, Monster Carrot and his minions are later seen alive somehow on the moon in the Dragon Ball video game Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. This would mean that they can either breathe in space or the moon in Dragon Ball has a breathable atmosphere. But even so, they would have died as soon as the moon is blown up. But most likely, Goku just let them suffocate out there. Like, what a fearsome child Goku was. During the final manga chapters of the Pilaf arc, Goku is seen transforming into a great ape for the very first time and bursting out of Pilaf's castle. But the size his great ape form is shown at is very inconsistent. In one panel he is seen as big as the castle itself, and in the next panel he is seen being roughly 3 times the size of Yamcha. This is likely because Toriyama was still figuring things out at this early stage in the manga. I highly doubt he had everything like completely written down for like several chapters to come. He probably was just experimenting with, okay, how big do I want this ape to be? In the anime only, the location of the World Tournament is actually changed from Papaya Island to South City, even though the manga and anime both state it is held on Papaya Island later on. In the manga, participants of the World Tournament register for the tournament the evening before, but Goku and Krillin can be seen registering again the next morning when they should have already been registered, meaning they pretty much registered twice in the manga. During the fight with Bacterian, Krillin seemingly forgets he is a canonical mouth breather, because he should not have even known what smelling is since he has never smelled anything in his life due to not having a nose. Krillin being affected by Bacterian stench in the first place is in and of itself a plot hole. During the quarterfinals, a monk is the one announcing the wins and losses during the tournament, but it seems our favorite announcer flexed a little too hard on the monk because he just took over everything from announcing to judging and everything past that. In the dub only, during the finals match between Goku and Jackie Chun, it is revealed that Master Roshi has severe dementia. This is because when Goku states that he could have flown back using the Kamehameha as well as Roshi did, Roshi seemingly did not know Goku could even use the Kamehameha even though he saw Goku use it himself before. When Goku starts to collect the Dragon Balls again for the second time, only 8 months have passed since their previous usage, which means they should still be stones for another 4 months. But I guess Dragon Ball Daima must have taken place a bit earlier than we seemingly think, because Neva used his Riz magic from the Demon Realm to activate them just 4 months early. This is a bit of a weird one, but Bulma's panties change color 3 times in a single day during the General Blue saga in situations she could not have changed them. Like, don't ask me why, but this is technically a plot hole. When Man-Wolf pulls out a knife against Jackie Chun, the announcer rightfully calls out that the use of weapons is prohibited. But later on, when Jackie tricks Man-Wolf out of the ring by throwing him a bone, the announcer announces that Man-Wolf has lost due to a ring out, even though he should have been disqualified even before that. When Goku defeats Panput and he falls flat on his face, the announcer immediately declares Goku as the winner, not even giving Panput the 10-second count he gives every other fighter before declaring a winner, which means that if the announcer had done his job properly, Goku would have not been announced a winner then and there. When Tien knocked Master Roshi out of the ring, the announcer began his count to 10. When he reached number 9 and began to say number 10, he noticed Jackie was steering on the ground and stopped the count. This should have resulted in a loss for Master Roshi since he should have gotten on his feet before the count of 10. According to the rules of the World Tournament, Tien should have won this fight right then and there if the announcer did his job correctly. During the fight with Tien, Goku blocks Tien's solar flare, which is an attack which uses literal light by stealing Roshi's sunglasses. This implies Goku is faster than light at that very moment. This is very strange since a much stronger Piccolo is later flabbergasted Raditz is faster than light by dodging his special beam cannon. And the Gods of Destructions are later amazed that Dispo is the quote-unquote first fighter that surpasses light speed in the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. This just proves that speed is the most, and I really mean the single most inconsistent thing in Dragon Ball and should be taken with a grain of salt. Both Bacterian and Giran seem to have shrank considerably from their previous appearances to when they fought Tambourine. Yajirobe is actually stronger than King Piccolo because he managed to drill a hole through a Dragon Ball, which have been stated to be impervious to damage. After Goku recovers his strength thanks to Yajirobe, he shouts out he is going after Tambourine. This shows that Goku is actually a psychic because at this point in time he has never even heard Tambourine's name before. Yamcha's broken leg he got from Tien is seen switching sides in the manga. The anime tries to fix this by having it heal faster, but this would mean his completely shattered bone healed in only a few days, creating an entirely new plot hole by fixing the previous one. When Goku arrives to the top of Korin Tower after losing to Demon King Piccolo, Korin states he knows about Master Roshi's death, but later on he is also shocked at the death of Shenron. Him knowing only one of these events makes no sense as they literally happened minutes apart from one another. When Oolong is asked to shapeshift into Tien, Krillin, Chaozu and Yamcha, he says he can only do one of them as he can only shapeshift once a minute. This makes no sense since in his debut episode he can switch shapes as many times as he wants on a 5-minute timer. When Piccolo Jr. is introduced to the World Tournament, only Tien and Chaozu recognize him to be Demon King Piccolo. It makes sense why Yamcha and Krillin never recognize him as they have never seen Demon King Piccolo in person before, but Master Roshi should have realized who he was much sooner than anyone else, seeing as he had by far the most contact with Demon King Piccolo out of any character in Dragon Ball. Goku actually also has dementia because when Krillin reassures Goku that Kami can be wished back with the Dragon Balls, he totally agrees with that entire thought. But a few episodes later, he seems acutely aware of the link between Piccolo, Kami and the Dragon Balls, even though no one on screen told him about that in between those episodes. Ox King states he was not expecting Chi-Chi to bring back a husband after the tournament, but Chi-Chi clearly tells Goku her father was building a house for them, implying Ox King knew Chi-Chi's goals from the very start. And that pretty much concludes every inconsistency I could find in Dragon Ball, and this was honestly such a fun thing to do. Backtracking and researching these older bits of Dragon Ball media really gave me a very nostalgic feeling. But these were just my findings. I am 100% sure that you guys could point out many more inconsistencies our favorite franchise has to offer, so you know the drill my friends, let me know all about them in the comments down below. And after making this video, I'm pretty much thinking I will do every single series of Dragon Ball, so I've done Dragon Ball in this video, and I want to do Dragon Ball Z, I want to do Dragon Ball Super, I want to do Dragon Ball GT, and I'll eventually do Dragon Ball Daima. This is just a very fun way for me to kind of recollect about the franchise I grew up with. But I'm just going to do these because I really enjoy them, so yeah, look forward to more of these types of videos in the future. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching today's video. As per usual, I truly do appreciate every single viewer that takes the time out of the day to watch my content. I am convinced you have many better things to do, but I'm very happy to know that even a handful of you guys just enjoys the content I produce, because that is what makes making content worth it, in my opinion. So if you would like to see more of my content in the future, please consider clicking the subscribe button and turning on all notifications for my channel. I would also really appreciate it if you would consider liking the video and leaving a comment with your thoughts down below. And maybe watch some of my other videos, which are probably somewhere either on the screen right now or in the sidebar maybe. You know how to find them, right? So yeah. But work hard, study well and eat and sleep plenty, and I will see you all again in the next video. Peace out.